Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. And Samantha, Ron, all weekend long. Brian on vacation, having lots of fun this week, we hope. But we'll be here manning the posts, and good to see you again.
It's good to see you. You're alive, contrary to some people's popular belief. I'm just kidding, but we did have somebody ask us about that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every time I go, well, but from my past experience of being gone for a while, I can understand that.
Exactly.
But you know what? I'm here. We got a fast main track. We've got the Tapeta, and we got, I believe, $150,000 about guesstimate in the Rainbow 60. Oh, it's 100,000.
Oh, 100.
Well, 100. That way we're close.
Small differences. And Ronnie Rainbow is back. I took over while you were gone. I did horrible. I didn't hit one.
You didn't hit one?
No, not one.
It's not an easy task,
It's not.
The old 4320 will get him every time.
Exactly, it will.
It's just good to always be back, and especially to be back next to my partner here, Samantha. Always a lot of fun. So let's get right into today's card. You see what we are offering you today, fast main track, and that's what the first race is going to be. 6.5 furlongs. These are claimers, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 in life. And you have an early pick 5 ticket you want to show.
I do, yep. I'm going to take over for Brian while he's gone. It's a $48 play, and it will run you right into the start of the late pick 5 as well. That Rainbow will start in race number 4. Today, races 2 and 3, Ron, I don't have very strong opinions at all, but in race number 5, Kuwait Towers, I'm singling. Ooh, I've got a story on this barn for you, Ron. You'll like once we get to race.
10-1 in the morning line.
Yeah,
I'm liking that.
We'll get to it, but that's the stab I'm going to take today.
Well, the current favorite at 4-5 is number 7. Our wins aren't luck. This one from Carlos David. We'll show the race, and then I'll talk to you about the stat that we found for this horse this afternoon.
Well, she was a nice winner last time. This was the last time, though, she was on the dirt, and that is the surface she'll be on here today. Now, she didn't win until her last start. That was on the Tapeta, but she still ran very well here on the dirt, just beaten second place finish. And this David barn has been doing very well since you've been gone.
Well, look at this stat here. This is a little strange. I can't believe how low it is. If this is sprints Tapeta to dirt over the past 4 years, only 12%. That is very low for a barn that usually hits at 30%. With that said, this horse is certainly the one to beat this afternoon. If you look, as you mentioned, this horse was favored in 5 consecutive races. Finally got it done last time. But the competition, you sort of got to look that way. But I like the fact that you went with Evanor, and I think this one's going to take the blinkers off and run well.
Yeah, I hope so. She's my long shot here. She's a 4-year-old. She's taking on some younger horses here. She gets back to the only race, or the only surface that she's got to win on. So this is a pretty significant class drop from the 12 to the 8 level. If she's got any run in her, maybe, just maybe, we can pick up a piece.
Yeah, I used her a little further down on the ticket. And I looked at 4 Sky Baby off its last performance with the apprentice, Yoba Torres in the saddle. Had that lead, looked like it was going to win, and just pressed the pace, got out finished.
Yep, it was still a good effort.
Well, that is race number 1. We'll go to race number 2 this afternoon. Then we're going to stretch it out to miles 70 yards on the Tapeta. These are claimers, fillies, 3-year-olds of fillies and mares, 4-year-olds who've never won 3. Going to scratch the 5. Play Free Bird and number 11. What a knockout. And Free Bird, that song, I must have heard it 40 million times throughout.
Really?
Yeah, well, of course, if you're ex-hippie like I did, you had to listen to Free Bird. So, Samantha, you want to show your pick 4?
It's a run back of the pick 5, so don't worry about that.
Well, I'm going to start it off in here with my long shot of the day.
Nice.
It's Field of Blossoms, who's 20-1 on the morning line. And it's just, it's Bobby DeBona. This horse comes off a 4-month layoff. Certainly needed that race now, trying everything. So they're going to throw everything at this horse this afternoon. And let's look at a stat with Bobby DeBona. The second after a layoff like this, second after 45 to 180-day layoff is 20%. Those are good numbers, but this horse is doing something it's never done before. That's trying this distance on the Tapeta. So it's a guess with me. I like the fact that Miguel Vasquez is on it. I saw 20-1 for Bobby DeBona. Nothing scares me in this race.
Right.
That's why I went there.
Hey, this is a perfect race to take a shot. And she's trying something semi-new now. That, like you said, this surface, this distance for the first time. So that will be an interesting combination.
And you have the number 6 show off, absolutely the one to beat.
Yeah.
On the drop for Safi Joseph Jr. And I see that Ray Lou Gutierrez is here riding now.
Yeah, he is, and that's fantastic. He had a couple wins last week when he got here, so that's good. Hey, the class drop just alone is huge. Talk about why Safi wins so many races. It's moves like this.
Yeah, moves. He just drops him. And if you watch all weekend long, doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Safi's got a chance to win a bunch of races because he tries them. If they don't run well, he puts them where they belong. Yep. So 6 on there. And then you got the number 7 horse in there. It's hits different. This one for Bo Chapman. Certainly ran okay last time out.
Yeah, very, very well, actually. And that was a field that she's going to take on again here today. The Bo Chapman barn has been doing well as just a young barn, a previous assistant for Safi Joseph, and she's drawn well here.
Just close the number 2 China Blue. This horse is so consistent. Just first, second, first. Always there. Certainly for the Trier Super, you want to keep that one maybe in mind. Going to race number 3, we're going to sprint now. 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. These are maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And we'll start with your horse, number 3, Chachera, right on top of the ticket.
Yeah, I like the fact that we're going to get a big drop to the 17.5 level. This is a gal that I thought, since seeing her during the championship meet before she was even claimed, that she was a maiden claimer just in general. She was in for the $50,000 level, but still her debut, she was glued to the rail the whole way. Then in her next race, she ran a little bit better, but this is her spot now. The layoff may be a little concerning, but it's still good.
Well, I know you wanted to show a video of this horse, so we'll take a look at that. This one flattened out a little bit. That's the one you're showing.
Yes, yeah, this was a really good race too. I thought the Handicapping ran really well. I believe that was for Anthony Dutrow, that day. She just chased, and she didn't do anything wrong in this. And now against a field of 17.5 maiden claimers, I mean, how can you ignore a gal like this?
Yeah, she runs well. I mean, got her. And what about the number 7, Liska Bianca? Talking about drop downs this afternoon, 9 to 5 in the morning line. This one going from maiden special weight, dropping way down to 17.5. You're getting our leading rider, Edgar Zayas, in the saddle for Antonio Sano. I mean, you got to give this horse a second look. But if off its previous races, albeit against tougher, nothing to write home about.
No, you're exactly right there. But does the drop help that much?
Yeah. We'll see. That's it. And then you got Plum Irish in here, Eddie Plesa Jr. If the horse runs the way it ran 2 starts back at the 12.5 level, it could win. Yeah. They stepped it up a little bit, finished, I believe, 5th that day.
Yeah, it was just kind of an even 5th place finish. They're bringing her back in decent enough rest, I think. So, hey, she's back to a good level.
Yeah, Lionel Reyes will ride for Eddie Plesa Jr. there. And lost my train of thought. Of course, I got an excuse. I haven't been here in a couple of weeks.
This is true.
We'll take a short break. And as you call me, Ronnie Rainbow will be back with his Rainbow 6 ticket.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code ONEFREEPP for a free single card today.
Back Gulfstream today, Ron and Samantha. Race 4 this afternoon is where the Rainbow's going to start. It's 5 furlongs. It's a claimer. It's on the Tapeta, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 in life. Lost my best bet in here with the 1 Chancelicious. Comes out of a pretty good race. Also scratched the 4 Win Rush, so I had to do some changing around here. I'll show you my ticket. It's still 43.20, but I don't have a single, and I don't have my long shot in here today, which I like to have both. But so 3 deep for me in race number 4, and as you mentioned, these are tough races. Now, I did not use Kuwait Towers in race number 5. We'll talk about that. I might have to go back and do a B ticket here after Samantha tells me why. too deep for me in race number 7 with the 4 on top, Madness, and we're stretching out this afternoon. Race 8 just 2 for me. That's our feature race, the Tackleberry. What do we get from Hades? We don't know.
Yep.
This horse coming off that race at Saratoga. So I also used the one Pago Verde, and that horse ran very well. Only horse in the race to ever win at 9 furlongs. And then the last, I lost my second choice with the Wolverton Mountain, but I did use 2 in there. The 2 and the 8 being the top one, Sunday Song for Gary Jackson.
Nice.
We'll have a video of that horse in that particular race. So 43-20 for me. And after I lost my best bet in here, I'm hoping you can tell me I did the right thing with the number 6 or 7.
Yeah, I hope so too. Those were the only 2 that I used, Ron. These 2 look like the one here. Let's look at the replay of Not Guilty, because this was a huge race, I thought. Just barely being defeated for that same exact level here today. This was a great ride. If you want to split hairs, maybe, I don't think this horse, she was ever going to win the race, but she definitely was a bit behind the 8 ball, the way she had to angle out. The 2 that were in front of her coming at the top of the stretch, they were just kind of in her way a bit, but she ran really well here.
She did really well. She just came flying well.
Yeah.
So she went. She's actually the horse that you got to beat in there. The other horse you might want to look at is the 6 Stewbold from Bruno Tessori. Got those second, third place finishes, 1 for 14. I think with the scratches, Shan Delicious, who I would think was going to be one of the favorites in here, sort of opens up this race. And you go with the 3, you go with the 2. It's a 5-horse field.
Yeah.
You got singles later on. Here's a race where maybe you hit like Samantha does all the time. You take the all button, and you don't have to really handicap. Just say all. That's very simple,
Well, that's a great segue into race 5
No,
of what happened whenever you were gone away. Yeah. So.
Go ahead.
Okay, so race 5, it's going to start the late pick 5, and we'll show my ticket very quick, and then I'll tell you my story time.
Okay.
You've got a lot of those. You love those. So I'm singling races 6 and 7. I'm not using all. In race 6, I am leaving just a couple out, and in race number 7, I'm leaving a couple out as well. But race 7, I do have the 5 on top. That's Compass Rises. Race number 8, I'm singling Hades. You make a great point. This is a very kind of a head-scratcher race, but it's a good one as well. The Tackleberry, race number 9, Valid Sense is who I have on top. And Sunday Song, they're both kind
Sunday Song, yeah. Now, this one's 6.5 furlongs. Claimers, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2. Scratch the 3, flat cap. I'm all ears. Kuwait Towers.
Yeah, okay. So Michael Mullings had a horse. We had a mandatory rainbow while you were away. And in the very final leg, it was a race that was scratched down to only 5 horses. All right. There was a horse that Michael Mullings had sent out. It was off the trainer switch from Nolan Ramsey to this barn here. It was Brian and I put together a Rainbow 6 ticket. Okay, we used 4 horses in the last leg. We did not use this horse. Not this particular horse,
but
this
trainer,
horse.
yeah.
And the horse wins. The pick 6 pays $14,000. He is not, this trainer, Michael Mullings, has not had a winner since 2021.
Wow.
Before winning a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not going to be fooled again. I'm not going to let it happen again. So
you're going to single.
I'm going to single here, yeah.
Well, I like that story, and of course, everybody's got a story like that.
I know.
14,000. Oh my goodness.
I know. And the horse couldn't win in California with Glatt or Pete Miller. Comes here, pshoom, with Marcos Meneses, wins for fun.
Well, this horse has only tried the dirt once in its life, so
Exactly.
we'll see how he runs today. And as you mentioned, it's a good angle. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the one to beat in here is you would think is the one horse in there, Fighting Words for Marcial Cameo. This one, you just look at this horse dropping down. Ran for 25 last time out, but 2 starts back. Impressive maiden win.
Yeah.
But another one of those races where you can go deep in here or take a stand like Samantha did with the with the 7 horse, on top. Then you got the 6 Blazing Tyreka, finally got the maiden win last time out for Danny Hertak. That was in the slop.
It was. I think the slop really helped him, so I was kind of willing to fade him today.
Yeah, and it's a great place to take a little bit of a
Why
shot.
not?
So,
Yeah.
with
We'll
the
see.
7 Kuwait Towers, I like that angle. I'm going to go back and maybe use it on my Rainbow 6 ticket. Ow. So, race
Got
number
hit with the staple.
race number 6 this afternoon. I'm going to stretch it out to 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta. These are maiden fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. No scratches and jockey changes in here. And you have taken over for Brian. You have at least 45 tickets this afternoon.
I know.
So let's see your late pick 4.
It's a run back. We could just show it very quickly here just for good measure. It's a $30 play. Like I said,
Yeah.
this race, well, boy, I have no idea. The 4, Lives, Loves, Shopping is who I do have on top on the stretch out. Race 7, like I said, the 5 on top for me. Compass Rises, stretching out to that 1 mile distance on the main track. And race 8, I am singling Hades. And in the finale, like we had kind of alluded to, Valid Sense and Sunday Song, they're kind of the 2 that you want, I think.
Well, you know, you mentioned Lives, Love, Shopping. I'm going to show you a replay. This horse has never tried a distance of ground today.
Right.
So let's see what we get here with Lives, Love, Shopping. Show that replay. Maybe we can figure it out.
Well, I just think that this 5 furlongs is way too sharp for her. She ran really well moving over to the turf 2 starts back, going 5 furlongs, and you see her, she's the 9. She's just very even. She doesn't have that super quick turn of foot here. I think that she's going to absolutely love the stretch out to 2 turns. Joe Orsino is very good with moves like this, and she just finishes a 4th. She ends up getting that horse there, and she gallops out all right too, Ron. So I think that everything about the 2 turns should really help her.
You know, the number 3 horse in here is who I used in second, and that's Money Trail. This one from John Vincent. I like the work that he does.
Yeah.
And just to see how this horse runs, I thought ran okay last time out. Was no match for the winner Torino, but ran an okay second. And I like the fact that you went deep in these races. We have the same 4 just mixed around a little bit because it's wide open. Yeah, Liz Loves Shopping has all the things, ingredients to run well, but still, when you try distance ground for the first time, you really don't know what's going to happen. Another race that's a wide open affair is race number 7. It's a mile. It's claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. No scratches in this race this afternoon. And you started it off with the number 5, Compass Rises, and that is the 1 mile event for Angel Rodriguez with Luca Panici.
Well, this gal here will cut back to a 1-turn mile for the first time in a long time. When you're a 5-year-old and you're trying something new, I don't think that that's a bad thing at all, Ronnie. I like the fact that she'll drop in class a little bit. She's coming off of 2 victories. Those were on the Tapeta. She does have 2 main track starts, but she hasn't been there in a long time, and that was against tougher levels.
You know, I went with the number 4 horse in here, and that's Madness. And I just thought Tariq Mubarak, this barn has been sneaky good throughout the meet. Now this horse, you look at its stats, sprint the route, he's only been training for about a year now. So I didn't put much stock in that. I just think this horse on the stretch out has a chance to run well. Did I use your 5? Absolutely. And then we got the video of Kiki Love and Darling Darley.
Yeah, Darling Darley was in the parking lot pretty much, stopping to get a hot dog. Maybe you could call this girl Brian here, because you look at the big move that she made, and Kiki Love on the front end ran very well. I don't want to take anything away from her, but you just look at how wide Darling Darley was. That makes a very big difference in a 6250 claimer, Ron.
Yeah, they have it as 6 wide. I think you could make a case that the one was 3 wide, so the other horse had to be 9 wide.
Exactly. That was my thoughts for sure. And she still ran on really nicely, too.
Yeah, and Kiki Love, as you say. So we'll see how that race plays out. That's race number 7 this afternoon. Feature race this afternoon. Boy, is it interesting because of the horse that's in it. And that is 1 mile and 1/8 now. The Tackleberry, $70,000 overnight handicap for 3 and up. And boy, Hades, this horse was cut out in the beginning. They thought it was going to be a really good horse. What do we get today?
Hopefully a strong effort. He's back on his home turf, which just really is huge here. He's won 3 out of 4 races. Our Holy Bull winner last year. He is a really cool horse. He's just kind of been thrown into all kinds of different type of situations, type of races. The grass didn't work out. The winner that day has won his last 4 races. So you just look at the class. He'll get Lasix on for the first time here too, Ron, and that's big for a 4-year-old.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a stat on Joe Orsino, just having a really good campaign all year long, actually. Sprint the route on the dirt, 15%, 40% in money. 175. Those are good numbers for Joe Orsino. He bats about 15%, so
Yes.
he does it. And you get in the services of Edgar Zayas. And if you're looking for the class, not only of the field, of the card, it certainly is this horse.
Yep, it's very fun to see him back. Don't read anything into this sloppy track
Yeah.
race at Saratoga. You got a race under his belt in his 2025 campaign as a now turned 4-year-old. So excited to see what he has today. He's a fun horse.
The number 1, Relapongo Verde, and the number 5 horse from Trem, I'm going to show you a video. And as I mentioned when we were putting our tickets together, the one horse is the only horse to ever win at 9 furlongs.
I know, and that's very interesting. And Bobby DeBona's very excited about this horse. I don't know if you got to see our podcast yet. I know you're eagerly awaiting to see episode 5, but Bobby DeBona talked up pretty in depth about this horse here. Look, you think that the distance is going to be perfect for him. I thought Awesome Train ran really well here because if you watch the gallop out, which we're just, we were going to show you. But the gallop out was really, really strong from Awesome Train, just suggesting that the mile and 8 should be perfect. And Relapongo Verde should run very well, also stretching out. I just think this guy is a turf horse. I don't know.
Yeah, well, see, in the first, the number 6 Catalytic, just want to mention, it comes off a pretty nice performance. First time in Antonio Sano's barn. You're going to get a bit of a price with this horse this afternoon, I think. With Hades, I think will probably go up odds on.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, and a single for Samantha and her tickets there. I did go too deep in that race. Race number 9 this afternoon is 6 furlongs on the fast main track. These are maiden claimers. They are 3-year-olds and up. We're going to scratch the 3 Wolverton Mountain and the 6 Senor Money. And I have the 8 Sunday Song. You have the 1 Valid Sense. Let's show the video. Maybe we can figure this out.
Yeah, I hope we can here. This was on a sloppy track. I didn't think that this horse really liked the sloppy track, and conversely, I thought that Sunday Song did like the track a lot more because Sunday Song had not run this well ever, and then he gets on the slop. Now, you look at Valid Sense, he's in his left lead. He's just kind of tiring late. When he switched into his right lead, he ran a lot better, but he was still just going up and down on this muddy or sloppy seal track that he was across. So I'm going to gamble that he didn't like that track. That was his first dirt try. I love that they leave him on for a fast track here today. Well, you could hope at 4:50 in the afternoon. You never really know with Florida. But
Yeah. Let's see. Did you get a lot of rain while I was gone?
a couple days, yeah.
It doesn't rain in Europe for some reason. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know why.
doesn't. That's what I hear.
Wolverton Mountain was the morning line favorite, and it was a first-time starter. That says to me that the line maker, of course, Brian, thought this race was so wide open that he put a first-time starter. That horse is not running today. So I had that horse in second. I bumped up 44, and this one from Rafael Romero. I thought ran an okay second at 5.5 furlongs last time out. If you look at that race, who did he beat? Who did he finish in front of that particular day? Sunday Song. So I figured if you like one, you got to like the other.
That's so true. He was very game in that, and he also has had one less race than Sunday Song.
Yeah, so maybe a bit pressure for our 9th race of the afternoon. Well, that's how we see the 9 races, but of course we're not done because as I was away, I heard we won another award with our lightning round.
Yeah,
so.
it's an Emmy Award-winning lightning round for sure every day.
I'm curious to see this because I've been gone for a while, what the standings are.
Yeah, I don't think that you'll be too shocked here.
Wow, 80. Wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy, that separation he's put on the rest of the group? And Edwin, while you were away, finally notched 2,000 victories, which is really exciting. Yeah, on Sunday he did. Yep.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I know.
Musiala and Jose Morelos is having a real good campaign. Top 5 run. Edgar Zayas, and he's not riding 9 a day. He's picking his spots during the summer, and he still has 80 wins.
Amazing, yeah.
Trainers?
Not a big surprise here either, I don't think, for you. But look at the second place finishers.
Wow, second and third, 36, 34. Joe Orsino, as we mentioned, a good meet. Victor Barboza Jr., first off the claim, good angle. But Safi, he was not the leading trainer for a while. He was always 2 or 3 behind. But last I was here, I looked at the races that he was going to be in. I said, that Safi is going to win a bunch. Exactly what he did. He's got the, he's got the onslaught of horses that he puts in these races here, which we like. What else we got this afternoon?
We have Taste at the Track tomorrow. Tacos in Tequila. I like this TNT.
Yeah, I'm glad I came back for this.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
on time.
you're ready for tomorrow.
So I didn't see the podcast yet, but I'm planning on watching it later on this afternoon or this evening because I've been traveling. How'd it go?
It was a lot of fun. We had some fun guests. We had Pedro Casilla from upstairs, Hippica. He was on, just kind of talking about his race calling. He has so much enthusiasm for the races. Bobby DeBona we talked with as well, saw some of his horses, and a guy named Brock Shearden who works for the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association, and he was on the ball with Florida breds running everywhere.
No.
Yeah, do you know there's like a champion Florida bred that's racing in like Japan?
Really?
Yeah, amazing, right?
Yeah, but they need someone to go over and cover it. I'm your man. Now they know how to
I'm sure
sit
you're
on
big
there.
over there.
Yeah, oh no, I'm huge in Japan. I don't know about that. I don't think they follow us too much. My best bet, Scratch. What's yours?
Hades for me
Hades.
today. Yep, Hades off.
Logical one there. Long shots today, yours?
Mine is in the opener with Ivonra.
I'm swinging for the fences.
Evanora?
I'm
Sorry.
swinging for the fences in race number 2 at Field of Blossoms. It's Field. It's a little spelling mistake there. We'll fix that up. But that's still just taking a shot. You mentioned Bobby DeBona. He's high on his horses. I just thought it was a sneaky move for him to do that, just to see how it runs. I'm sure he's going to come over and tell us that horse can't lose, which he does with every one of his horses. So we got 30 minutes yet before the first race, so we'll turn it over to Pete Aiello, and we'll be back here throughout the afternoon trying to give you some useful insights, and I'm going to go sit down and maybe watch that podcast. How long is it?
About 35 minutes.
I could do it. See
There
that?
you go.
All right, good luck, everybody.
This is the Manning family of horse racing.